Hey there. I just want to take a moment and thank all of you that have given us 5-star reviews here on the podcast. It means so much to me. I've pulled together another amazing story from our coaching week that we had a few weeks ago, and I can't wait for you to be inspired by Jamie. Jamie joined Launch Your Box several months ago. She knew she had to build an audience from scratch, create a website, and buy product for the first time. But when she launched, she sold out in 12 hours. Come listen.
Welcome to the Launch Your Box podcast with weekly tips, tricks, and strategies to start, launch, and grow your subscription box. Now, here's your host, Sarah Williams.
Hello. It's happy Saturday. Well, I'm here with Jamie. Jamie and I are hanging out. I'm on the porch. Jamie's in our house, maybe upstairs, it looks like. Jamie, we're here to bring you another inspiring story. Jamie joined Coaching Week the last time that I hosted it back in March. And since then, everything has changed for her business. And so I can't wait for you to hear Jamie's story. Once you're jumping on, let us know that you're here. And Jamie, why don't you just give us a little introduction on what you were doing at the time, and then you went, and what happened how did you come into Coaching Week? Let's just break it down for them.
Okay, it's kind of a long story, but I'll try to make it quick. So 7 years ago, I had babies. I'm called Lolly. My husband is called Pops. I had all these grand visions in my head of Lollipops Christmas, Lollipops Thanksgiving. And so I set about trying to figure out how to create that environment for my grandbabies. And in doing so, I discovered how to make wreaths. So I thought I'll just start a wreath business. And when I hit retirement, I will have this wreath business already set up and ready to go. And I can just walk into it in retirement. I discovered that you didn't have to be very good at making wreaths. You had to be really good at marketing yourself. And lo and behold, I was not very good at that because it took 7 months for me to get my first sale. And it was me calling my cousin saying, hey, would you please buy a wreath? I will give you a discount. Let's just get this ball rolling. So I set out to figure out how to do all that. I joined a mastermind. I joined coaching classes. I joined design classes. I did everything I could. And I saw an interview with you and Damon Oates in an impromptu subscription box video. You were at a mastermind on a beach somewhere. And so I put that on the back shelf. That wasn't something I was ready to do in my wreath business yet. And then I heard a podcast that you were on with Parker, and I went to find your podcasts, and it was a podcast that you did with Ann Stuccio, and she was describing her perfect customer. She's in the medical profession. She deals directly with females, or she wants to deal with females only, not the men in her profession. And so the light bulb went off in my head. I was like, I've got the perfect audience. It's already built in. I am a certified registered nurse anesthetist. That is an advanced practice nurse who puts patients to sleep for surgery, puts epidurals in laboring patients. It is a highly stressful position in which women do not put themselves first. They have to take care of their family. They have to take care of their profession. They never take care of themselves. So my audience, the light bulb went off, and my audience was female certified registered nurse anesthetists who do not put themselves first and who deserve a little relaxation. They deserve a present. They deserve a surprise every month. And so that's where it started.
So I talked with Ann yesterday here, and we were talking about how many people she's inspired with the way that she started her subscription box. And I told her yesterday that you're one of them. And I love how you had this something going on, but when you went into this, you said, nope, I'm going to do that. Ann inspired me to do something different, and I'm going to go deep into my niche, and I'm going to do that. So you came to Coaching Week.
Yes.
And you went through the Post-it note challenge. How was that for you?
That's what hooked me. I don't understand what the psychology is behind the Post-it note challenge, but I think there is something to it. I had no idea what I was doing, how this was going to work, how I was going to put it all together. And that just helped me understand. It gave me a direction. It gave me ideas of what I was going to put together in a box and what I needed to go do what I needed to go look for.
I think that the reason I love it and the reason I created it was because when we get into this business, there's a lot of moving parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can't see this for ourselves, if we can't lay out what 6 months could look like, we get tripped up in all kinds of different things that we don't need to be tripped up in.
Right.
And so the reason I love it is because you can visualize it. And once you can visualize it, you can move the next, you can move the pieces. So I love that you came in and you visualized. So you went through coaching week. You ended up joining Launch Your Box.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about what happened from there.
So a side note, if I may,
Yep.
I joined another coaching group, and I ended up canceling after that Post-it note challenge all of my other membership groups. Because the other group didn't offer the community that we had here. There were no Q&A sessions. There were no live unboxings. There was no, you could go to the Facebook group and ask a question, and you'd be lucky if somebody gave you an answer. But the community that was offered here was so incredible. But so as soon as the doors opened for Launch Your Box, well, for coaching week, I got into coaching week. And before coaching week was over, I'd already joined Launch Your Box. And then I started going through all of the training. And then Tribe came up and I joined Tribe. And then Scale Your Box came up and I joined Scale Your Box. So you teach in your group the fear of missing out. And I definitely had the fear of missing out on all of these opportunities to learn everything I possibly could. So I joined everything I possibly could. So I just started learning everything I could. And there were lots of obstacles for me because I'm 57 years old and I didn't grow up with a computer in front of my face. I mean, when I got into my wreath business, I didn't even know what a URL was. And if there's anybody out there who doesn't know what that is, that's your address on the internet for everything that you do. I didn't even know what that was. So tech was definitely going to be a huge challenge for me. And so what I did after going through the training and watching all your tech talks, I hired Nicole Jenny to build out my Shopify store. Mm-hmm. And then thank God she started her own little Shopify Simplified group. So I got into that group too, to figure out how to perfect the bones, the structure of what she put together for me. So I started my shop and worked on that for a while.
Let's talk about the building the audience stage, because essentially when you went through coaching week, you had this wreath business. And so you didn't have an audience for the CRNAs. And so let's talk through some of the steps that you did with building your audience. And I think that's what a lot of people get stuck on. A lot of new people get stuck on the building your audience. Let's just talk through some of that.
Okay. So I don't think I did anything right. I think the one thing that I did right was I knew who my target audience was, and I was able to narrow that down so much that I niched it down so much that I was able to target the right people with just the few little steps that I did. So what I did was my audience in wreath building did not convert over to this audience whatsoever. So I couldn't count on any of the people that I already had. So what I did was I joined every Facebook group that I could possibly find that had CRNAs in it. So I did CRNA moms, CRNA women, CRNA Peloton, CRNA, you name it, CRNA bakers. I joined every certified registered nurse anesthetist Facebook page that I could find. And if they allowed me to post on their site, I mean, I got on their sites and I started engaging with them. I didn't want to just spam them with a bunch of crap. You know, they don't allow that and they don't like it. And it's just not genuine. So I posed a couple of questions, first of all, on several of the pages. Hey, if I were to do this, what kind of products would you like to see in it? And so people started really responding with that just by, you know, like, hey, what are you doing? Where did you get this idea? Is it already in place? Can we buy it? You know, and I would like to see this and I would like to see that. So I think I got probably 2 pages of recommendations that they would like to see in their box. So that's one way that I started with building an audience. Then I posed another question. I did a poll because I didn't have a name yet. So I had them get in on creating my name. And the highest winner, the winner of the poll was CRNA Swag. So my box is called CRNA Swag. So they had a part in building that too.
You're getting that buy-in from them. You're already including them in what you've got going on. So now they're more invested in what's happening. They're on your journey with you. And I love how you talked about that you just found every CRNA Facebook group that you could find, because that's where the people were hanging out. And that's what we have to do. We have to identify who our ideal customer is, and then we've got to know where they hang out, and we got to go hang out with them. And that's pages that they hang out, that's groups that they hang out, what are their interests. We have to start deep diving into where our people are hanging out. And then, like you said, you weren't just going into these groups being spammy and stuff. You were going in there and you were having genuine conversations. You were making friends. You were connecting with people. And then you started asking questions. And that posed even more research and more questions for you to then go back with. And so I love the way that you do that. And all of us can do that. It's a great way for any of us to find our person. For me, I could find Southern mom groups or Southern women groups or people that love monograms. There's probably I love monograms groups somewhere. Like I could go find where my people are, because we get so specific in that niche. We're able to find that perfect person. That's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
Okay. So we build our audience.
Yeah. So the first several months, I had fully planned on doing a monthly box, and I was hoping to be able to launch by June, and then it got pushed back to July, and then August, and then products weren't coming in. And so I decided that I was going to do a quarterly subscription box instead of a monthly. Well, first I was going to do monthly, and then I was going to do bi-monthly, and then I decided I'm just going to do a quarterly box. I'm going to make this easy on myself. I'm going to do a quarterly box that's going to give me the time to finish setting up my Shopify site, work on getting my product in, and then work on engaging with my audience. And I don't have the time or the mental capacity to stress myself out with a monthly box, nor did I have the money. I was working an extra 8-hour shift every week to get the money to buy products, so I didn't go into debt for this. And some products didn't show up in a timely manner. So anyway, I went to a quarterly box. And so the first several months was building out the Shopify site, getting all of the colors right, figuring out who my audience was. And then somewhere in your training, somebody asked a question: how far in advance do we need to really start looking at engaging with our audience? And 90 days was posted somewhere. Mm-hmm. So at the 90-day mark, I launched on September 29th. So at the 90-day mark, I started posting in Facebook and Instagram religiously 3 times a day. I did that for a month and a half. And how I did that was I sat down in front of a computer for like 4 to 8 hours straight. And I went to Business Suite. Is crazy. I went to Business Suite, but I didn't have time to do that, any other way. So I went to Business Suite and I opened up a Canva window, and I opened up Alibaba window, and I opened up a Pinterest window, and I just started finding all kinds of stuff that I liked, pictures of things that I might have in my box someday, because I don't have any products yet. And so I started creating posts in Canva. Do you like this or do you like that? Those are the most popular posts for my people. Would you like to see this in the box someday? And how about this inspirational quote for a t-shirt? And so I sat down for 4 hours straight and just plugged all of these things for a month and a half into Business Suite, planned them ahead of time, got it in there, set it and forget it for a while. And then moved on to finishing out, procurement and getting boxes and things. And then after a month and a half, I had to sit down again for another 4-hour section and create another month and a half. And so I went to 2 posts a day then. But the audience seemed to like it. I mean, I was concerned. I had 4 people that really engaged all the time. And then I had people who were coming and liking the page, but they were not engaging. So I was concerned about it.
You were growing a following, but you weren't having much engagement. So that started to worry you that they would show up and buy. Right. So then what happened as we got closer to that launch date?
Well, so I just kept plugging away with the same thing that I was doing. Mm-hmm. And this is why I say I didn't do anything right, but it worked out for me in the end. I did not do any Facebook Lives. And I don't think that'll work for me this next go around.
You're gonna have to just dip your toe in there.
I'm gonna have to get in there. So the first part of getting in the business was all about getting the site up, getting the products, getting the Facebook going, getting the Instagram going, learn how to talk to my people. Let's learn how to get engagement. So I'm sort of there now, but now I've got to, my next going forward is really, what do they want from me? How can I serve them? What kind of topics are they really interested in? How can I serve my audience? Doing what I did before is not going to work this next time. I have to be more engaging. I have to show up more. I have to do Facebook Lives. So that was kind of a long answer to say that I just did the posts twice a day, but I was consistent. Those posts went out the same time every day for 90 days. And then when it was getting closer to the launch time, I sent out a couple of emails, not a whole lot. One of the major things, I'm sorry, I forgot, was I posted a giveaway for a free box. That was a major thing. I posted those on the Facebook pages, and I created a Canva picture, and I created a landing page and lead pages, and I got that, embedded that URL or whatever it is into that Canva pic or into the post, and posted that on Facebook pages. And I got like 285 emails from that. Everybody wants a freebie. And so when it came time to launch, I had those emails to send out to people and say, here we are, we're going, it's a go time. There's only going to be 50 slots. You know, that's all I could afford. I didn't tell them that, but there's only going to be 50 slots. We're launching September 29th, and let's do this. And so on September 29th at 5:00 in the morning, I opened the doors, and
what happened?
I got 24 subscribers, and I sent out, and I was fully prepared to do a 3-day blitz launch. I was doing Facebook posts. I was going to do videos. I was going to do lives. I was going to do it all. And I was fully prepared for 3 days. And I was going to send out emails. I sent out the very first email and said, hey, we've launched. I only have 50 slots. So get in here if you want it. And by 3:15 that day, I got 26 subscribers from one email that I sent out. And 24 came in before I sent out that email. So I had my 50 subscribers by 3:15 that afternoon. On the first day.
Okay. I'm so excited about this because there's so much I want to talk about what you just explained to us. And I want to kind of just set the stage for everyone else. So Jamie was building an audience from scratch, which many of you here are going to be building an audience from scratch. She knew that she had to do posts. She knew that lives were great, videos were great, but she wasn't there yet. And that's okay. We cannot show up and do all the things. And I've said it all week. I think I'm going to put it on a t-shirt, all the things. We cannot do all the things at once. She knew what she was capable of. We make so many excuses of why we can't do something. She knew that she didn't have time to be posting every single day. So she sat down, she blocked out her day, she created the posts, she scheduled them early. She knew that's how she was going to make this happen. Instead of giving herself an excuse of why she didn't grow her audience, why this was not going to happen, why she couldn't launch, she made it happen. She knew the consistency was a big key. It's a big key in anything that we do. So instead of trying to do all the things a few times, let's pick one thing and let's do it right. And let's do it really consistently. And for her, that was posting. She showed up and she posted. She scheduled a month and a half, which is amazing in a half of a day. That's amazing. First of all,
it was hard.
It does sound hard because it's like brain power on fire for that long, but you did it. And that built your following. How big was your following when you launched? Do you remember? Like how many followers did you have?
So let's see. I did write some numbers down. So by the time I reached the launch, I had 131 followers.
Okay.
And then after the launch, I did a few things after the launch too, but now I'm at 216 followers.
Okay, let me back this up. You only had 131 followers and you sold out of your 50 boxes on day one.
Yep.
That's incredible, Jamie. That's incredible. And here's what I try. We were talking about this the other day in one of the lives. I don't remember which one it was, but we don't need a whole bunch of followers. We don't need thousands. We don't need hundreds of thousands. We just need the right people. We need the right people. And if we are just looking for numbers, those are vanity numbers. We don't need vanity numbers. Vanity numbers don't pay our bills. We need the right people. And what you did is you very selectively found the right people, and they're the ones that showed up and became buyers. And so it's those groups you were into. It was posting in your customer's language. And now that you have that routine down and that consistency down, Jamie just told you, like, okay, I know I need to do more. I didn't have the capacity to do more. I was building a website. I was creating my Facebook pages. I was trying to get my offer out there. I was trying to build my wait list. You did all those things. And now that those are done, now we're going to layer in another piece. And that's the same with all of us. We start with a launch with what capacity that we have. And then we keep building on that, because now your assets from your first launch are already built. You already have you probably already have posts for your launch. You already have email copy for your launch that you can just use again. You already have probably a landing page for your box. You don't have to build that again. Your website's built. Like, we don't have to keep redoing stuff every time we launch. We just keep building on the past launch and making it better and better. And so I love that. I love that. You showed up, you sold out, and your first box went out this month, right?
It did. Oh my gosh. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. I have received 3 unboxing videos from customers. Yes. They seem to love it. I need to do something with that. I haven't done anything with it yet.
Yes.
And most people are really, really liking it. I'm worried about the next box being as good as the first one.
I agree with you. I worry every single month. You know, I just shipped out box number 55. So this is the 55th box that I've put together. And I just look at things and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to top this. And every month I worry about that. But every month people are like, oh, this is my favorite. So you just keep doing it because they're going to keep loving it. So now you're quarterly. So when does your next box go out?
It ships January. So I'm going to have another launch at the end of December. I'm going to just replicate what I did the first time. It's probably going to be a 3-day launch. I'm going to do another giveaway of a free box and see if I can get some more emails and just learn how to talk to my people and love on my people. That's what you keep saying. You have to love on your people. And, you know, I didn't realize that at first. I was so busy trying to get things going. But I think when you start and you learn how to love on your people where they are, that's when you're going to get the engagement. I haven't fine-tuned that yet, but that's what I'm going to work on.
I think, Jamie, when we talk about loving on your people, it's figuring out where they're at. And you as a CRNA, and this was like Anne as a dentist, like she knew the burnout that she was feeling, and she could communicate that to people, and she could talk in a language that they understood. And there's things that you go through in your profession that you're going to be able to speak to. And there are ways that you're going to be able to connect with people in your field, with women in your field, the way, you know, when I show up for, say, our subscription box people, like our people here, I can't go into it thinking about where I'm at in my journey, because I'm further ahead in my journey. So I have to remember how I was thinking and feeling and what I was doing when I was brand new, when I started my subscription box, and how I felt. And so that's what I try to communicate. Like, I know what you're feeling. I know it's hard. I know that, you know, all these things are happening in your brain and you're wondering if you're going to make it, you know? And so I try to put my mindset in that person that's on the other side of the screen. How can I serve them? How can I help them get going? Because I think for us and for me, the biggest thing for entrepreneurs is our own mindset. We get in our own way. We overthink things. And I know that I'm the same person. And so I think you can speak to your audience in that way, and you can create value for them where you just get to show up and serve them, and you don't have to sell to them. And then they're going to want to buy. They're going to ask you where they can buy because you're serving them. And I think that you can find a way to serve them and do some live videos and connect with them. And I even think like having like this, I don't know, like some kind of Zoom meetup where you guys can hang out and do something together or chat about something. Like, I think just creating a community, and we see it inside Launch Your Box, where we have this community of people that are like-minded. You can create the same kind of just community, a safe place for people. And I think they're just going to connect with you more and more. So I'm really excited to see what you layer in over the next couple months for your launch. And do you have plans for what your growth looks like for January? Have you decided on a number?
Yeah. What's sticking in my head is just to try to grow by 50 every quarter. Because mine's a product box, and I've only ever ordered from Alibaba. I haven't even explored Tundra or any other places. And the way shipping is right now, I worry about getting product, but nonetheless, I'm planning on growing by 50 every quarter. Okay. And then I hope to build it up to a monthly box somehow eventually, but I don't want to overwhelm myself right now. I want to do it quarterly. I want to do it right. I want to grow by 50 every time if I can, and just see where it goes.
They're dying to see what's in your box. Do you have a box?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Can you show them? Okay.
So here's my box. CRNA Swag. I don't know how to show you what's in it, but see if I can.
This is your first live unboxing.
I am going to do my first live unboxing after this video sometime today.
Okay, well, this will be your practice run, okay?
Okay, so there's a sticker here, but I don't have it here, that has this same logo that's right here, that holds the tissue paper together, and a card that says, thank you for subscribing. You're now a founding member of CRNA Swag.
I'm going to see if I can change the screen where you're on it bigger than I am. Hang on. Okay. Let me see if I can do that. Well, it's not. That was the opposite of what I wanted to do. Okay, well, I can't figure it out. So you just go.
Here, I'll see if I can. All right, so in the box, we've got some earrings. Here, I'm going to have to sit this down.
Okay.
So this is fall leather leopard earrings with a little gold filigree leaf.
Cute.
And then this is a pin that is a miniature version of an instrument that we use to intubate patients in surgery. And it's a lapel pin or a badge pin. It's just a little laryngoscope.
Okay.
Then I have a magnet that goes on the refrigerator. It says professional gas passer with the little leopard, which I thought was adorable. A straw, which tells you what's coming next. This is a leopard 20-ounce skinny tumbler.
Going with the leopard theme.
Going with the leopard theme in the fall. So for all CRNAs and nurses who work in the operating room, it's freezing cold in there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a hand warmer. This is a rechargeable hand warmer that they can hook up to the computer at work. Everything's gone computer. So they can actually hook it up with this if it runs out of battery.
Just warm up their hands with it?
They warm up their hands. Put it in their pocket.
I like it.
And then the reason I'm worried about my next box being as good is because this is the main item in the box. And this is, and I left it in this plastic because I was worried about it getting damaged in shipping if it rained or something. But this is a leopard crossbody.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I don't see my pajama bottoms. I'm sorry.
Yes. I love it.
A leopard neoprene crossbody bag.
Oh, they're going to love this, Jamie.
Yeah.
They're going to love this.
This is my favorite.
Yes.
And I think, well, it's all awesome. But yeah, that's why I worry about my next box.
You're gonna do it. I managed to do it over and over again. You're gonna be able to do it just fine. They want to know how much your box is.
$67.
Does that include shipping, or do you add shipping?
I add shipping. It's $9.97. for shipping.
All right. So they love your box. Look at all these comments.
Yay.
Yeah. Beautiful box.
Y'all are
okay.
great.
If you have questions, we've got time for a few questions here. If you want to ask Jamie and I, Letitia says that pin is so niche. It is, because you can't just have a box of cute stuff. It's got to be for that CRNA.
Right.
And that's going to keep them subscribing. It's going to help you find more of them, because they're going to be sharing their cute CRNA things. Like that hand warmer is genius. That little pin is genius. And then you've just tied in the leopard to things that women want in general. And it's not all so specific to CRNA, but there's enough in there that it's for that person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Debbie says, I'm not a CRNA and I want it. They're in. She must have cold hands too. Yes. So Jamie, tell them where they can find you. Maybe they have a CRNA in their life and they're going to send them over to your site. Where can they find you?
So I'm on Shopify. It's crnaswag.co. Com was already taken, so crnaswag.co. Okay. Facebook is CRNA Swag. Instagram is CRNA Swag. Everything is CRNA Swag. So you can find me there. And if y'all want to come watch me do a live unboxing for the first time and watch me mess up in my Facebook group, I'm going to do that sometime today.
You're doing it today?
Yeah, today.
So I love for you to give a piece of advice for someone that's been sitting maybe in coaching week. Maybe they haven't been on coaching week, because it looks like on Facebook I'm having some trouble streaming into coaching week. So we're on my public page. But somebody that is starting out and they're just scared, or they're nervous, or they're just unsure of themselves, like what piece of advice would you give them?
So a lot of the advice that was given earlier, I would give it again, and that is just do it. But I think that your playbook is in Launch Your Box. Everything that you need in order to do a successful launch is in Launch Your Box. I didn't know a single thing about subscription boxes. I just knew that I had the niche and I needed to figure out how to work it. So I joined Launch Your Box, and everything you need is in there. So what I would say is, and I've said this several times in posts engaging on your Facebook pages, I didn't do it right, but I did it nonetheless. Yes. I did it messy, but I still did it.
Yes.
So what I would suggest you do is go through all of the teachings, come up with a general plan outline, and work that outline. Just like start your Shopify shop. Get your Facebook going, post in Facebook 2 or 3 times a day consistently. Let it go through Business Suite, because it'll automatically post over to Instagram for you, so you don't have to post in 2 different places. Come up with a simple plan and work it. Work it the best you can. Don't make it complicated, and do what fits into your schedule. If it doesn't fit into your schedule, don't worry about it right now. But if you're already past all that, then make that plan as elaborate as you need to get your following.
Yeah, because we all start at different places, because there's people watching us right now that don't even have a business and they're just thinking about it. There's people that have an established business and established following, and they're thinking, I need to add this reoccurring revenue to my business so I don't have to show up and sell all the time. And then there's people sitting here that have a subscription box and they've launched it and it's out in the world, and maybe they're just ready for it to grow. They're ready for it to take off so they can take something else off of their plate that they're still trying to do every month. Yeah. And so all of us come into this in a different spot and in a different journey. And the big takeaway is that everyone has their own journey, and everyone starts and ends differently. And so just coming in with where you're at and building off of that. And each step just keeps building off of the last one. Just the way Jamie said, I started here. I planned out my launch date. I backdated it and said, Sarah says 90 days. I got to do 90 days. So then I started, and she did the one thing. And I love how you're going to build in some more things, some more marketing, some more strategy, and you're just going to keep seeing growth in that direction. And I'm really excited.
I would like to add to, if you don't mind, my 1.5 years in Etsy with my wreath business, in 2020, I sold $3,000 worth of product. And that was hard to do. Now, the subscription box was hard to do too because there was a lot to do, but the reoccurring revenue, I sold over $3,000, almost $3,800 in one day.
One day.
Now, I mean, it took me 6 months to get to that point.
Yes.
But I'm going to have that again hit my bank account in 3 months.
Yes.
And then again in 3 more months.
And it's going to keep getting bigger every time it hits your bank account, right?
Right.
And
that was hit me really hard.
And the win for you is that you don't have to peddle your goods every day or every weekend or go to a show or list some more stuff on Etsy. You create one thing. Right. And then you sold the one thing, and now we're going to create another box, and you've built yourself time to do that. You didn't do monthly because you're busy and you know you can't keep up with that monthly. So now you've created this little nest egg that's going to hit your bank account every quarter, and you've given yourself space and grace to be able to do that and do it well, and really give your subscribers a special experience. And I really love that. So.
Me too.
Awesome. Jamie, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that all of you that have joined us feel inspired. Go check out Jamie's how fast can you say that a lot? CRNA.
I can say it pretty fast now.
I know the team dropped your website into the comments there. Jamie, thank you so much. And I see people are joining. I got to tell you, we have 500 new members.
That's incredible.
I can't wait to get to really meet them, learn about their businesses, get to hang out with us. But Launch Your Box will be open through Monday at midnight. So if you want to come hang out with Jamie and I, you're going to have to come join us inside Launch Your Box. And I know the team has the link right there for you in the comments, right on cue. Woo. Go team. All right, Jamie, have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll see you,
Sarah.
Soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
If the idea of creating a subscription box is swirling around in your head, I encourage you to head over to launchyourboxwithsarah.com, get on our waitlist, and grab some of our free downloads to help you get started. That's launchyourboxwithsarah.com.